to my channel. And as you know that in my previous video I've said I was going to go through the key concept in biology, so let's go in. So first of all, what are animal and the plant cells? Okay, so first of all I want to ask yourself that what are the animal and the plant cells are. So hopefully you have answered to yourself. Okay, so animal cells are made up of the eukaryotic cells. Okay, so this means they have a nucleus and other structures which are surrounded by the membranes. Now, plant cells are also made up of eukaryotic cells. This means they have a nucleus and other structures which are surrounded by membranes. So basically the short form plant and animal cells both are eukaryotic cells. Now, animal and the plant cells structure. So animal and plant cells have a certain structure in common, such as the nucleus, cell membrane, mitochondria, and ribosomes. Okay. Now, plant cells also have some additional structures, such as chloroplast, cell wall, and permanent vacuole. Now, this is just a comparison diagram, which you can see this animal cell. So this animal cell and the plant cells have. So the common they both have are with the black, like cytoplasm, nucleus, cell membrane, and mitochondria. Now you can see the green part is return, which is just only have a plant cell have. Okay, additional. Remember this. So cellulose means cell wall. Okay, permanent vacuole and chloroplast. So you need to remember this, and okay, because you can get the comparison of animal and plant cells, so that if you remember these, you are just going to write the comparison. And you can also make the Venn diagram too. Now, cell structure and how it is related to its function. So this is for animal and plant cell of both. Okay, so this is for the both. So they both have cytoplasm, nucleus, cell membrane, mitochondria, and ribosomes. So what is cytoplasm? So cytoplasm is a jelly-like material that contains dissolved nutrients and salts. And the structures you can remember called organelles. It is where many of the chemical reaction happens. Now, nucleus contains genetic material including DNA, which controls the cell's activity. Cell membrane is a permeable to some substance but not to others. Okay, you can just remember it controls the movement of substance in and out of the cells. For the cell membrane, it's really easy to remember. Now, for the mitochondria, you can remember it's really easy, is where the most respiration happen, or you can remember where most energy is released in respiration. And for the ribosomes, you can write like tiny structures where protein occurs. Okay, so you don't need to remember the protein synthesis. You can just say tiny structures where protein occur, or you can remember tiny structures where protein synthesis occurs. It just depends on your mind. Okay, now this is just for the plant cell. As I said before, animal and plant cells have a certain structure in common, but the but the plant cells have also some additional structures like chloroplast, cell wall, permanent vacuole. So this is just a functions for them and the structure. So for the chloroplast, you can remember like contains the enzyme needed for photosynthesis. It's really easy to remember. Okay, or you can write like where the green pigment chlorophyll, which absorb light energy for photosynthesis. So you can remember chloroplast contains the green pigment chlorophyll, okay, which absorb the light energy for photosynthesis, and this contains enzymes needed for photosynthesis. Okay, this is really easy to remember, and you can get one to, like, you know, if you get 1 mark question, you can remember this, and you can just easily write any of the point from it, or you can get 2 mark on question to remember this, like write the function of the chloroplast. So you can write it contains enzymes needed for photosynthesis, and it contains green pigment called chlorophyll and all that. So you could get the 2 to 3 marks. Okay, now cell wall. So cell wall, you can write the function plant and bacterial cell walls provide structure and protection. Okay, so this is need to remember, like only plant cell walls are made from cellulose. Okay, not animal cell one. Sorry, not animal cell one and not bacterial cell. Okay, now permanent vacuole, so you can remember filled with cell sap. Okay, this is really easy to remember. Now we are going to move on to the bacteria cell. Now, bacteria cells are the prokaryotic cell. This means they don't have a nucleus. This is really easy to remember. Do not have a nucleus. Okay, bacteria cells do not have a nucleus. That's why they call the prokaryotic cells. Okay, And if you want to write or any other structures which are surrounded by membrane, you can remember this, but the main part from then you can get the point is do not have a nucleus. Okay, so repeat with me: bacteria cells are the prokaryotic cells and they don't have a nucleus. Okay, now plant and animal cells have some components in common with bacterial cell. This includes the cytoplasm and cell membrane. Bacteria cells have other components that are unique, which we will see in the next slide. So now, this is a bacteria cell's structures and its functions. So first of all is a chromosomal DNA, which is chromosomal DNA. Okay, so remember chromosomal DNA. Okay, then plasmid DNA, flagella, and then cell wall. Okay, so these are the functions for it. So for the chromosomal DNA, you can remember the DNA of bacterial cells is found loose in the cytoplasm. It is called chromosomal DNA. Okay, and it is not contained with a nucleus. Now plasmid DNA, so bacteria cell also have small closed circles of DNA called plasmid DNA. It's really easy to remember, just remember these. Okay, now flagella, so bacteria cell can have one or more flagella. Okay, singular is flagellum. Okay, these can rotate or move in whip-like motion to move the bacterium. Okay, easy to remember. Cell wall, so in the cell wall you can remember plant and bacterial cell walls provide the structure and protection, but you need to remember this: only plant cell walls are made from cellulose, as I said before. Now this is just a diagram. Okay, so just you could just remember the labeling of the each part. Okay, so you just pause the video and just make a diagram in your book. Now next thing, we have studied before eukaryotic, prokaryotic, and we said plant and animal cells are eukaryotic cells and bacterial cells are the prokaryotic cells. Now if you got the differences, like, or we need to get like compared, if you need to get like comparison of eukaryotic and prokaryotic, like what they are, compare themselves. So you need to remember the size, outer layers of the cell's contents, the genetic material, and type of the cell division. So for the eukaryotic cell, you need to remember most of the 5 to 100 and then for the prokaryotic, like most are 0.2 to 2.0 It's just really easy to remember. Then outer layers of cells for the eukaryotic, you can remember cell membrane, okay, surrounded by cell wall in plants and fungi, okay, or you can say fungi, whatever you say. Now for the prokaryotic, you can say cell membrane surrounded by cell wall. Now cell contents like cytoplasm, cell organelles include mitochondria, chloroplast in plant, and ribosomes. Now for the prokaryotic, is cytoplasm and ribosomes present? There are no mitochondria or chloroplast. Okay, genetic material DNA is in a nucleus. Plasmids are found in a few simple eukaryotic organisms. Okay, for the prokaryotic, you can write DNA is a single molecule found free in the cytoplasm. Okay, or if you want to write additional DNA, it's found on one or more rings called plasmid, it's fine. Okay, 3. Now types of cell division: mitosis is for the eukaryotic cell, and for the prokaryotic cells is a binary fusion. So thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you have found this video useful for you, and I will see you in my next video.